Are you purging or am I purging? Look who's purging now. JJ, are you purging? Don't answer me, because I still haven't asked you how you doing. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Are you purging?
No.
Not yet, or have you never been purging?
I've actually never been purging.
Never been purging? Pretty good. Okay, so look, but who is purging now?
I don't know. You suggested
Are
the
we?
topic.
Should the human race be purging?
Probably not.
Probably. I don't know. Okay, basically to not go head over heels into this, would the purge work in real life is the question that we are asking ourselves today.
Yes.
All that we know about the purge is we know from two things, right? We know from the movie The Purge,
Yes.
and from the Rick and Morty episode Look Who's Purging Now,
Yes.
which is based on that movie, I would strongly assume.
Purely coincidental.
Yeah, it's the
Rick
same.
and Morty has never been inspired by anything. It's
Same name,
all
same
original.
concept and all. Yeah, Back to the Future, never heard of it. Okay, okay. So here's the thing, right? The Purge. Yeah, do we need to explain what the Purge is?
Sure.
Okay, the Purge is. The Purge is pretty much when you have bulimia and you eat all kinds of stuff and then you puke it out again. That's when you're binging and purging. That's what the Purge is.
That's not the type of purging we're talking about, though. We are talking about the purge, like in the movie, which is about 1 day of no laws.
24 hours, right? Is it 24 or 12?
I don't know.
It might be a
exactly.
night. It might be a night.
I was about to say, I think it's
It's
just...
like 6 to 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's just go for 12 hours. There's one night every year where all crime is legal.
Yes.
It's not crime. You can do whatever you want. You can kill, steal, rob.
I think the movies actually said there were some limitations, like you couldn't have tanks and shit or something. There was something
like no
there.
military grade weaponry or something like that was.
There were still limitations, which is
you couldn't
weird.
force yourself access to nukes or something like that, and like mass scale stuff. But all that
And killing, totally legal.
Yeah, in Rick and
Kidnapping,
in Rick and
no
Morty,
problem.
in Rick and Morty, they clearly set it in a type of Middle Age or Wild Wild West type of setting where there wasn't that type of weapons of mass destruction. So, like running around, killing people, stealing their shit, breaking into houses, all legal. You can do whatever you want. But in the case where that happens, in both the movie and the episode of Rick and Morty, that society is crime-free for the rest of the year. Because everyone can take out their anger and whatever they want to do in that one night without like getting away with it. So no one was going to have to do crime or commit any type of bad stuff over the year.
I'm fairly certain that wouldn't work, though.
Why not?
Well, there is a few things that, for example, real crimes that could not be stopped by that easily. For example, anything related to organized crime.
Yeah, like the mafia.
You couldn't build an organized crime organization, a criminal organization, around just being active once per year.
Yeah, you couldn't be like create huge drug rings and dealerships.
Exactly.
In all of South America within 12 hours. Not happening.
Like, everything there that's related to, like, something that involves, like, a process, like producing and selling drugs.
Because drug addicts will only be addicts for 12 hours a year.
Exactly.
They need supplies all year long. That's the one thing that I was thinking about. Kind of tough.
And I don't think all violent crimes would be stopped just because you could do it once per year.
But think about, like, okay, so he just dropped a pen. Did you just drop a pen?
No, I dropped a pencil.
That's not. Is that a pencil?
Yes, it is.
Looks
a
like a pen. Is that a pencil?
It's a pencil.
It's a pencil, but
With a piece of a pen.
it's got the cap of a pen on a pencil.
Makes it nicer to grip.
What's wrong with this person, man? What's wrong with this person? Okay, listen. What was we saying? Violent crimes, right?
Violent crimes.
Okay, here's
So,
the thing,
for
right?
example, serial killers.
Imagine. Okay, like serial killers, they don't necessarily kill every single week. There's been serial killers who've been active for like over 20 years and only kill once a year.
A lot of those kill because of they have an urge to kill,
sure.
which they can't necessarily
Time that
suppress for an entire year.
Yeah. Here's the deal, though. When, like, generally, okay? When you want to really commit a violent crime, you really want to break into someone's house and steal all their shit, or you want to kill someone because you just ate them. And you know that, like, a couple months from now, I can do all that. No one will judge me for it. There's no consequences. I'm not just going to do it right now. I'm going to wait for it.
I could see how they could potentially reduce crime
Because there's
rates.
no less than a year that you're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
And, like, compare that to potentially the lifetime that you're going to spend in jail or death penalty.
Yeah, but Again, that could probably reduce crime, but it definitely could not reduce it to zero.
Would it reduce crime to the point where all that amount of crime couldn't possibly be achieved in the other 12 hours, though?
That's also an interesting question, because it's also a lot harder to, like, target someone specifically in the whole night of chaos.
Because everyone's prepared. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh shit, I'm not going out.
Yeah.
Everyone's carrying guns and shooting people like left and right and center because they're scared they're going to be shot themselves.
Yeah, try getting across town to someone's house, breaking in, killing them, and getting away.
Because I would
without getting shot yourself.
I would assume that the vast majority of people who are, let's say, stupid but good people,
yes,
they wouldn't participate like aggressively in that type of purge. Like they'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna try and stay safe. That's what most people they would grab all their guns and barricade their house and sit in there.
I mean, that's what a lot of people did in the movie.
Yeah, that's what the vast majority of people would do, and that's probably the reasonable thing to do because going out there is risking your life.
Yeah, I mean that's basically suicide, unless you're like well trained and well equipped.
Yeah, you got like a military grade weapon.
Training and equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. So. That would be the interesting question, right? I don't think you can really put it into practice though. Be like, okay, this year we're just gonna do it. Like all the government just be like, hey, no more crime, guys. But on like in 5 months, that night, like November 26th, do whatever you want. And then
oh, how about we make it like December 24th, like Christmas Eve?
December 24th, yeah, of course. July 4th. Some day where people celebrate unity. Maybe that helps too. I don't know. Okay.
Also, there is of course a huge moral question.
Yeah, but the more like you can't practice that because you can't morally justify that one night. But in its entirety, would it be morally more justifiable?
But that's the thing, right? If it does theoretically reduce the crime rate over the year, it might be morally justifiable.
It will be morally superior.
It just might be.
It just might be. If it did that, it would be morally...
If it worked the way that the movie says it works,
exactly.
It is justifiable.
Exactly. So, but that's just the thing. You can't plan that in the head, and you can't just go on out and say, like, oh, we're going to try this once. Because if it doesn't, then you just had a mass slaughter on a scale that you could never imagine, and there's no way to justify that for any government. I
mean... If there is one time in the world when that would be possible, that's under President Trump.
Yes, because like Civil War is not that far away anymore. I mean, come on.
So best time to try it out, I guess.
Try it out, but this time I don't think the majority of people will be peaceful. Like, oh shit, there's a lot of aggressiveness going on in this. God damn, man, this. Alright, let's not get into that. That's a whole nother thing. But you can't really take sides anymore these days. My God. Okay, so would it work? Debatable.
I mean,
to reducing crime to zero, probably not.
No.
Because of just like organized crime. People who do it
organized crime, crazy people.
People who do crime for a living.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. People who do crime for a living, usually not murderers, though. And
anyone who's... But that's also the thing, right? Insane people. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't know. Probably they can't comprehend.
And even
but that's
if
exception.
They don't necessarily care,
yeah,
right?
But that's an exception in our system, right? When you could be acquitted of a jail sentence by reason of insanity.
Yeah.
I guess that would still suffice in that type of scenario. I mean, you can never prevent it. Like, the ultimate goal is to prevent any type of crime all year long.
Which, that's definitely not going to happen.
That's not going to happen, but the debate would be all the crime that would be reduced versus all the crime that would be committed in that one night. Is whichever sum is higher, and there need to be like a couple of factors how to evaluate that. Are we going body count? Are we going total damage?
Also, you have to consider that there just might be like your vigilante types that are trying to keep basically the order that's normally established, or maybe in a bit more extreme way where they're like killing people who are killing innocents and stuff like that, which...
Just because?
Yeah, but I mean that's what some people might want to do.
Yeah,
for
but
the
then
thrill of it.
but they're gonna get locked up. Like
But-
they will get locked up. We still keep police around.
I mean, when they're doing it during the Purge, right? They're like,
Yeah.
going out and trying to stop people
Wait, what do you mean?
during the Purge.
Yeah,
When-
they're going out to stop people from purging.
Yeah, or after they see someone doing something horrendous, they like kill them as like a revenge thing.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Which, yeah, but I'm saying that would be another thing that, while if you're going purely by body count, makes that night look worse, might actually permanently still be better if they like basically kill murderers
Yeah,
that the justice system would have like a long time dealing with if they catch them in the first
of course.
place.
But then they're murderers as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? We'd have to. That's the thing, right? We can't filter that to the point where that's comparable to the point of actually making a judgment on that. This is better than that, except there is like a huge difference.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't just compare the pure body counts. There's so many factors going into that you just, from an outside view looking into the statistics afterwards, you just can't know.
Yeah, but all the stuff, like, as we mentioned, organized stuff, gang wars, that's not going to be 12 hours a year. Also, another thing, right? Let's assume that system were to be implemented, like overnight, like, at the moment. Would we
And then, like, tomorrow is Purge night.
No, but just, like, the system. Be like,
Okay.
we're setting a Purge night, and from now on, no more crime. Until that night. We have to also release all convicts.
Why, though?
Why not?
But that doesn't make any sense.
But it's a new system.
But just
A
because
system that they should be given another chance in.
you're changing one law doesn't mean you're just releasing all the convicts.
You're not changing one law, you're pretty much changing all of law.
Yeah, but you're just saying for one night,
Yeah.
crime is legal. That does not mean that any crimes previously committed are automatically forgiven.
Why not?
No.
Because isn't it a bit of a double standard to be like, okay, like from now on, you will get your chance to commit murder, but you've done it before? No. Can't do that.
But that's the same
Remain
thing
punished.
if other laws change, right?
Like what?
It still wouldn't be... It's like, okay, so, for example, if assisted suicide is illegal,
Yes.
and then they change it to be legal,
Yes.
then everyone who assisted in a suicide before it was legal
Yeah.
would still be punished and would still be kept in prison,
But why?
even
though?
if it was changed to be legal. The same way around, vice versa, if it was made illegal when it was previously legal, you can't convict anyone for doing it that has been doing it while it was legal.
But that's the other way around though. That's tough.
But that works both ways.
Does it? No, it does not.
The crime
No, it does not.
is always evaluated with the law at the time it was committed.
The thing is, like, the principle that we are like building on is like innocent till proven guilty, right? So when you're in doubt, you rule in favor of the person. You cannot, like, someone at the moment that they committed something and they knew it would, like, they did not know that it was wrong. You can't convict them for that. Or like, okay, yeah,
Yes,
that was poorly worded, because if there are no murder is wrong, you still could. But if it becomes illegal at the point after, but acquitting them, or like not acquitting them, but releasing them, giving them another chance in the new system.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have to always evaluate a crime based on the law at the time it was committed, and that is how it would be judged. You can't just retroactively change that.
Okay, say like, okay, you know what? Say like there was a person who somehow was approaching immortality, and they've been locked up for over 500 years for going to going to the town square and say God is not real, or like say Galileo was still alive. Is it justifiable to keep Galileo in prison in the 21st century because at the time he committed the crime, it was a crime?
Okay, now you're posing a question that, from a purely legal standpoint,
Of course,
maybe, but
Of
from a
course.
moral standpoint, of course, you can't justify that.
of course, moral standpoint, but
But I'm not sure. That's also.
you can derive logic from morals.
But
More than from law sometimes.
Is the government from back then still technically the same? Because if it was overthrown and then a new one was established, then the system straight up doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, the system doesn't. It was just common belief, right? It was just change of law. Like, like blasphemy is no longer to be punished by death. Could still be the same government. If the same government made that decision, it's just the law that changed. That's all I'm saying. The law is changing, and with that, if the law is changing to the point where it's a completely new system, we're evaluating everything that's been done in the past and the future, then people need to prove themselves in that system.
Also, just because you're saying it's legal on one night still does not make it legal all around the year.
Of course not. If they reoffend anything, like in any type of way, when it's not legal, they'll get back locked up, obviously. But I have to try them out. Have to give them a chance, because maybe they don't. Maybe they won't. Maybe they could be like, the one time I committed a murder. What if that was Purge night? If we had the system right now, and if that was Purge night, they didn't do nothing wrong.
The argument would be, what if I had done it at a time where it was legal?
Yeah.
But it wasn't, and there are still times where the exact same thing is not legal.
At a time that
most of the time it isn't.
At a time that may have been legal when had we had the current system.
Yeah, but still, in the current system, most of the time it's not legal.
But what if it was the time where it's legal? Innocent and proven guilty. When you're in doubt, you're quitting. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And that was a great reference that you probably didn't get.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you say that before, but I don't know from where it was.
From the O.J. Simpson trial. When he put on the glove and it was way too small, and his lawyer said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Tough. Anything else to add to this? This debate is running in circles.
Yeah, I think so, but I mean, that is running in circles, yes, I agree.
Would the Purge work in real life the way it's portrayed in the movie? No. Because you can't stop all crime. Organized crime, mafia, gang-related stuff, not gonna stop that. Would it be justifiable to imply that on a purely logical level if you try it out and it's actually, like, less destructive? Yes. Will it be done in practice? No.
The problem is, you would have to try it out to know if it's justifiable.
Exactly. And you can't justify it.
But it's not justifiable to try it out.
That is exactly the problem. And that's the problem with a lot of moral stuff sometimes. Okay, so if you got an opinion on that, let us know. And also leave a like on the video, because we've been debating, man. We are putting in work. and if you like this video, it's like 20% of all the likes that we get. And JJ likes to point out the fact that I say that a lot. But it's true.
You should say it at the end of the video, not in the middle.
Why not? Like it right now. And if we do something in the end of the video that you happen to dislike that much, that it would actually be worth for you to unlike and then dislike the video, alright. I'm cool with it. But like it. Why not like it? It's not that much effort.
I guess.
It's free. Let's go do it. Okay, are we getting into the halftime show?
Sure, let's go into the halftime show.
What do we have planned for the halftime show?
So, for this halftime show, we have a trivia quiz that's all over the place.
Quizzes are always fun.
Not true.
Not true. Quiz on cancer.
Exactly.
Give that example.
So, we're basically asking each other questions of trivia that we think the other person may or may not know.
Yes.
And it's about topics that we both kind of like. So
usually. Doesn't have to be. Usually. Yeah, could be very general stuff too.
Yeah, whatever. So, I guess people will see how it works, and it's not that hard to comprehend.
Let's learn about it.
Let's just start.
Hit me with the first question.
So my first question is... If we keep up our schedule and produce the exact amount of videos that we've planned and announced...
Yes.
Which number of video would this be?
This video...
The video we're recording right now.
Okay. Like, how close they need to get to be correct?
Well, technically to be 100% correct, you would need to be spot on, but it's already pretty good if you're like 1 or 2 off.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna be video number 45.
No!
What is it?
So, taking into account the first episode of the new Life is Strange game and the review of the about the D&D book that I've announced and all the stuff that we've already scheduled in the Rick and Morty reviews, it would be number 59.
Number 59?
We've already, as of recording this, have uploaded 41 or 42 videos.
41? Man.
So 45 is not even
we
close.
are putting in work.
Yeah.
God damn. Man, it's time we got paid. Wow, okay.
Who knows, maybe by the time this comes out, we are being paid.
Maybe we're being paid. If you
Probably
like,
not.
If you like the video, help us get paid. Also, we should mention that if you like the video, it helps us get paid. And when we get paid, we can use that money to produce better stuff.
Yeah.
For you to like and then get us more money. And then circle, you know,
it's like a vicious circle, it's just not vicious, it's great.
not vicious, it's beneficial to anyone. Okay. Who is the only hero in Clicker Heroes to swear?
Oh.
Because they all have their texts when they
Yeah.
announce stuff, and there is one hero that swears. And who is that? And bonus question, what is the exact word?
I don't know, so I can only guess.
Yes.
Which means I can't know what the exact word is, really.
You could guess, but...
Let's just say... Let's just throw one out there and say it's Grand the General.
It's Atlas.
Okay.
You want to guess the word?
Oh, no, I don't know.
It's asses. He was
Okay.
talking about kicking people's asses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Tough.
Who was the original artist to perform the song Hallelujah?
Oh my lord. Okay. It's not Bon Jovi.
No, it's not.
Is it? Dude. The original... It's not the Jovi. Who else did it? It's not... Is it Cohen?
Yes.
It was Cohen. I got him. Alright. When was it? When did that happen though?
I do not know. That wasn't part of the question. I just did that from memory, so I don't know the year.
Like 1,000 people have done that.
If I had looked that up, I could have told you, but
1,000 people did that.
he was the original artist, which was called out for a while when he shortly after he died recently. So that's why I know that.
Okay, cool. Okay, another common interest of us, WWE related. Who, in between the period of 1980 and 2009, had the most matches in the WWF/WWE?
From what year?
1980 to 2009.
The most matches.
Most matches.
Ooh, that's
I
tough.
can drop you one big hint if you want to. Because you have no idea, I'm gonna drop you one hint.
I'm just gonna guess it's Ric Flair.
It's not Ric Flair, it is Bret Hart.
Okay.
And the hint would have been that it's not The Undertaker.
Okay.
Because Undertaker, I would have expected you to guess right.
Yeah, but
like immediately.
Flair was also still active around that time.
Yeah, it's Bret Hart. He's got like 2,200 something.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I actually...
Undertaker also 2,000.
I also have a WWE question,
Alright.
and that is, how many WWE championships did John Cena win?
WWE Championships?
Yes.
I would have to believe it is 16. But is it not... Is it not 16?
It's not 16.
Are we talking about WWF? Are we distinguishing there?
No, the thing is, for a brief period during the first brand split, there was the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, okay.
Which is counted as part of the 16 reigns.
Yeah. Okay.
So his actual number is 13.
13?
Because he's a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay, but that still does count. Because, just last year, the WWE title was still called the WWE World Heavyweight.
Yeah, but technically, that title...
The exact
from its
name?
continuity,
Yeah.
I mean, he probably held it when it was called something else, too.
Same things happened to Ric Flair, though.
Yeah,
All
but
kind of
he also held, like,
different
the NWA title,
Yeah.
WCW. No, but they are still, if you look at, like, the title histories, they're considered separate titles.
Okay. Alright, what was the real name of American writer Mark Twain? Ryman accidentally.
Oh, God.
We need the real name of Mark Twain. If you
You've
watched,
said that before.
if you ever watched Family Guy, you would know that. Because that's Brian Griffin's go-to smart-ass catchphrase. Oh, I'm smart. I'm dropping the name Mark Twain and then dropping what his real name was.
The thing is, I know you've told me before.
Yes, I have.
But I do not remember.
Samuel Clemens.
Okay.
It's Samuel Clemens.
Okay.
Trivia fact. Smart off the history teacher. Go do that.
So, here's the thing I recently looked at. The Billboard Hot 100 charts, which is like basically the biggest charts in America.
The current music,
US.
yeah. I have heard of it.
How many songs have the Beatles had at one time simultaneously in the top 5?
A lot. In the top 5?
Yes.
I'm gonna say 4.
No, they actually had all 5.
All 5.
And
Okay.
there have been
That's
a few
dominance.
There have been a few artists who held both number 1 and 2 at the same time.
Yeah, but all 5?
But no one has ever held the top 3 at one time.
Except for the Beatles.
And the Beatles held all 5.
What songs were they? You know that?
I don't know right now, but we can look that up
You can
later.
look that up. That's pretty great. 5? That's pure dominance. Like, top 5.
There might have been other artists who have had multiple in the top 5, but no one ever had continuously from 1 to even 3.
A lot. So,
And they had to 5.
So probably like the most iconic band probably ever. Like, you can't really deny that.
Yeah, they hold a few records in the Billboard magazine as well, but that was one that really stands out.
There's probably never going to be any musician at that type of level.
Probably not.
Damn, Beatles. Okay. This is one for you, right? Who was the first ever person on the cover of Madden?
I don't know football.
I'm gonna need you to get this right now. I think it was either 88 or 89. First person ever on the Madden NFL football video game.
I don't know any football players.
Just guess. Just guess.
I don't know any though.
You want me to tell you?
The only ones that I know are the ones that you talk about that are current. But those probably didn't play back then.
It's not JJ Watt.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I don't know who that is.
You want me to tell you who it is?
Yeah.
It's John Madden.
Oh.
And you could have. That's why I asked that question. Like, do you think I was going to ask you something that you don't know?
I did not know that.
Like, is Emmett Smith. Like, who's Emmett? You'd be sitting there like, who's Emmett Smith? And then I'd be punching you in the face for not knowing Emmett Smith. But, like, I'm not going to ask you that. It's John Madden. He's also on the cover of the next one and, like, the 5 ones following. Been a while since before they put an athlete on there. He's a coach. John Madden was a coach.
Okay.
And like he was pretty old by that time already. Wasn't a while before they started putting athletes on there. Also, the first ever 11-on-11 sports video game released, like of all time.
Okay.
Interesting trivia fact. Smart off to your gym class teacher for that. John Madden, John Madden Football 88. I played that back in the day. Next question, you got one left.
Okay. Yes. And this is more of a yes or no question, so it's not that hard to get right.
I haven't gotten one yet. So neither did you.
Did Jake the Snake Roberts ever win a title in the WWE?
In the WWE or F?
WWE, WWF, the whole company is it.
Did he ever win a title? I do not remember. He's been there for a while, but I'm just gonna say no.
No, he did not.
He did not.
And I had to specifically look this up before if he ever won like a tag title or something. But no, he actually never won any titles.
He's so iconic, never won a title?
Like, if you look on his Wikipedia page on Championship and Accomplishments, the only thing in WWE is Hall of Fame.
Wow. Okay. The dude pretty much invented the DDT. Like, made it legit. As a finisher. Wow.
No titles.
No titles.
No titles.
That's amazing. But apparently don't need to win titles to be an icon.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? My last question to you. Okay, this one, right? You do know a bit of mythology, right?
Yes.
So, this is connecting to a couple of points that we have talked about in the past, and in this video too. It's connected to the last topic in the last podcast, which was wishes, having any wish. And it's also connected to the game that I've mentioned before, Clicker Heroes, and it's about King Midas.
Okay.
You know King Midas in the myth, right?
Yes, he wished that he could turn things into gold with his touch.
Exactly. So what happened to King Midas after that wish? How did the story play out? Is a trivia question.
Oh gosh. So that's actually interesting because he's referenced a lot, but the actual story is never really told. So I know that it became problematic that he couldn't basically touch anything without turning into gold. Yeah. I want to say he turned himself into gold, but I don't know.
He did not. He so he got the wish granted by the god Dionysus, right? Who was the god of all things like enjoyable. Pretty much.
Was it he couldn't eat because he couldn't touch
he
food?
he couldn't eat because he would touch a piece of bread and it turned to gold.
Yeah.
And that was pretty tough. So actually the wishes got reversed.
Oh.
Like all he had to do was like go to the just be miserable and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then the god, like Dionysus, felt bad for him and he revoked the wish.
Well, that was easy.
Because he woke up that one day and he started turning everything to gold. And then, he got to the table like for breakfast, and it became problematic. And then he was trying to eat and turn into gold, and trying to hug his daughter, turn into gold. Couldn't pick up his food. And he just was like, "Oh, I want to do this. Don't want to do this anymore." Okay. And then,
I did not know that actually.
And then he didn't turn himself to gold anymore.
He's a very iconic character as like the whole thing, like, oh yeah, he wished for turning into gold. Right. That didn't go well.
It's
but
like
no one ever tells the actual story.
That's not an ending that you would necessarily expect from that. That should be like a lesson, like the wish was never revoked and he eventually turned himself into gold.
But that is though kind of a stereotypical story, right?
Or he starved
because
like that.
You learn he learned his lesson, and then he was a better person afterwards, presumably.
Hopefully.
So I guess there is a lesson in there.
Is there? Like, be careful. Like wish for only one hand, turning everything to gold. Like, I wish only everything I touch with my right hand turned into gold.
How about don't be an asshole about like wishing for material wealth and stuff?
But the dude loved money and gold.
Yeah,
he wanted everything to be made of gold.
And apparently,
the turn on the story was that he actually he then did learn his lesson and was more frugal and was better to his people, who then loved him for that.
See,
good lesson learned. Even the king learned lessons. King Midas. Okay, shout out to you, King Midas. If you hear this, possibly, I don't know. Fact of the week.
Yeah, fact of the week.
I was going to go first with my fact of the week today.
Sure.
Because JJ hasn't made up a fact yet, and
I actually have.
Have you?
Yes.
I thought he was going to react to my fact using the time that is dedicated to your fact of the week.
Hey, while we were doing the trivia quiz, I came up with another fact.
About the trivia?
Indirectly related.
Okay, here's my fact of the week. There is a poster of a koala bear in this room.
You said that before as a fact of the week.
Have I?
Yes.
Not sure.
You've definitely called it out on the podcast. I'm pretty sure it was a fact of the week.
If I said it as a fact of the week before, it's... Okay, here's the thing, right? It's still a fact.
Yes.
And there's a poster of a koala bear in this room, and it's staring us right in the face as we're recording. Fact.
I printed it out like some years ago, and I just put it there and then
put it down. It just sits there.
Yeah.
Why not? Sure, fact.
So, my fact of the week...
Did I use it ever as a fact? Let me know in the comment section. I'm already losing track of my own podcast.
Actually relates to... kind of indirectly to my last trivia question.
Which was the Jake the Snake one?
Yeah. And that is another famous WWE superstar, or I guess WWF, who never did a certain thing.
And
that is...
Never did what? Let me guess. Tell me what it is, and I'll tell you who it was.
Had a match at SummerSlam.
Had a match at SummerSlam. Was it before the SummerSlam days?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, that was just one of those things that was like one of those random trivia things on the internet.
Never had a match
that I just stumbled upon.
At SummerSlam.
No, I have not fact checked that, but I've heard it on the internet, and I just assume the things I hear on the internet is true.
I'm gonna say the Dragon Steamboat.
No, although it might. I don't know.
Who is it?
But Roddy Piper.
Oh, never had a match at SummerSlam.
Apparently not.
How come?
I don't know.
Weird.
Again, I have that one is not fact checked, but I would assume that's true if it wasn't a trivia
We're
thing.
making facts up right now. We're making facts up.
I mean, I assume people don't have a reason to lie. Also, that was from the same stash that I got the Jake the Snake one, which I did fact check, just to be sure that the trivia quiz was not like any kind of weirdly rigged, unintentionally. That would be.
Okay.
So, that one was true.
Sure. Aliens.
Yeah!
Aliens. We're not talking about...
They're here!
We're not talking about Mexicans, by the way. They are also here, and they are aliens, but not the type that we are talking about.
Space aliens.
Also, not a racist. Not condoning racism. Mexicans, yeah. I mean, come on. If your name's Carlos, you happen to be a doctor, get over here. Like, I'll invite you to my house. Love it. Love it. You're Mexican, your name's
You know
Carlos.
you're just coming off as more racist now, right?
Why is that? I'm accepting Mexicans into
That's
my
the same
life.
thing when people are like, I'm not racist, I've got black friends.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the thing that racists say, though.
Is it?
Because they think they need to justify
Okay.
not being racist.
Okay,
basically.
if I'm like, I don't have black friends. Does that not sound more racist?
Maybe if you specifically call it out, but the point is that you're trying to actively not to be racist.
You're putting
and you're
someone
coming off as racist.
You're putting someone in a situation that no matter what they say, it will like, okay, you're racist. Justify yourself. Like, say something about it. And no matter what you say, we can interpret that in a way that still makes you seem as a racist. Which is why that stuff is stupid, right? Don't call everything racist.
I didn't. You started that debate this time.
No, you did, because you said that makes me sound more racist, because...
But before that, you
specified
said
something.
that Mexicans are also aliens and they're also here, and then you said that you were not racist, and then you said that you don't have anything against Mexicans if your name is Carlos and you're a doctor and you come over.
I said, but listen, alright?
And then...
I said that Mexicans are aliens and they're here, which is 100% actually correct. Then I said that I don't have anything against Mexicans, which is true. And I said that if you happen to be Mexican, named Carlos, and a doctor, that's great. That's awesome. Like, would you have pointed stuff out if I said, well, if your name was John, you're a lawyer and a white guy, then I like you? Would you say, like, oh, that's racist because you don't like any other white people who are named John and lawyers?
I never said that you didn't like any other people.
Then what's
of
with
any
the
specific-
racism allegations, man?
I'm just saying you said specifically that you're not a racist after making that comment,
I'm not.
and then invited one very oddly specific person to your house, which made you sound more racist.
I said that because there will be people who will accuse me of being a racist for saying that. Obviously in a joking manner, which I am not. Because I do not have anything against Mexicans. Matter of fact, I really appreciate them, given the circumstance of them being named Carlos and a medical physician. What's the problem with that? There's no problem with that. Alright, you're not aliens, space aliens, right?
Yes, little green men.
Is that how they would look?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Probably like type of bacteria or something like that, like little worms.
So you would have to assume that evolution on other planets would work at least somewhat similar to how it did on Earth.
Yeah, like water.
Yeah, so you would assume that it starts with very simple life forms, like single-celled organisms.
Bacteria.
Like bacteria.
Amoebas.
Exactly. And then
Elephants.
Precisely. And then would evolve into more complex organisms.
Yeah.
So, by that logic, the most likely type of alien to exist and be most common would be single-celled organisms.
Yeah. Because that takes the least amount of time.
Exactly.
In relative speaking. Also,
probably worth noting that it's more likely than not that alien life does exist.
Yeah. We just like... it's the thing, right? The whole Drake equation stuff, it's really mathematical. But for anyone to try to wrap their brain around that is... the chance of no one else being... Like, there'll be no planet like Earth in the near infinite amount of planets that there are. Like, no intelligence or, like, no life form, even? As opposed to the only one? That's, like, what's the odds?
I mean, we found...
No, it's anecdotal, but, I mean, come on.
We found other planets that would... Support life. Would also, as a matter of fact, support human life.
Yeah. And the thing is, if we already find those planets in the small amount of universe that we can observe, that means there's millions out there.
Exactly.
If we only find one, that means there's millions out there.
So, knowing that there are multiple planets, which also is very logical, that support life, you would assume that at least on the fraction of those, which, as a matter of fact, there is definitely a fraction of those which do have life.
Well, that's what...
Because Earth is part of that.
Yeah.
But you would assume that there's, out of the few we know, there's at least one that has life on it.
Yeah.
So out of the millions that have to be out there,
yeah,
you would assume that there have to be at least a few thousand that have life on them.
Basically what the Drake equation is.
Yeah.
Sure, but yeah, that was actually a good explanation for that. So, how do you think aliens would look, though? And how would we make first contact with them?
Well,
provided that it is a sort of intelligent life.
Yeah.
Because it was only single cell organisms that we might find them when probing around on planets. And it's like, oh look, there's little fish.
Yeah, well, you know.
Who carry potentially like species extinguishing diseases.
Yeah, but there's always a chance of finding life on Mars. Because that is within the Goldilocks zone.
Yes.
And it used to have liquid water.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, does it still have liquid water on the ground?
We are in no, but it does have ice caps. Does have poles with ice caps.
So it's very likely that alien life exists, and of course the most primitive forms would just be single-celled organisms, and then it would be similar to the chain on Earth where it goes into like worms and smaller stuff like that.
Elephants.
Exactly, smaller stuff like elephants,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But intelligent life...
It's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
If it's on a planet that has the same conditions as Earth...
Given the same amount of time?
Yeah, you would assume that they would
and the
be
same
similar.
The same amount of nearly zero approaching chain of random occurrences.
Yeah, you would assume that there would be some similarity. Because it seems like, at least on Earth, it's somewhat profitable to have 2 legs and 2 arms and 1 head.
Yeah, it's profitable to have a brain.
Yeah, that as well, that's actually also a thing. Mm-hmm.
It's profitable to have a sense of sight.
Yeah.
And hearing, feeling.
But on other planets, it might very well be likely that life evolved completely differently.
Completely different. Doesn't have to be the same amino acid structure as nothing, right?
Just change a little thing, and evolution will change in a huge way.
For example, organisms being based on silicon instead of carbon.
Yeah. That's the whole butterfly effect thing again.
Yeah, exactly. Because I said that off the air because if aliens were based on silicon instead of carbon, which is possible, because it's pretty similar.
Because right next to each other.
Exactly, in the periodic table. Given that those organisms would inhale oxygen or use oxygen, they would exhale sand. Which,
on first sight, seems impractical, but you're still thinking of humans exhaling sand. Exactly. But an organism that's adapted to that, for them it would be like...
Based on silicon, that's what they do.
Yeah, they would probably have some kind of holes somewhere lower on their body.
To exhale sand.
That would just,
exhale sand.
Put sand everywhere.
Also, wouldn't that be great to have those on Earth?
That would seem impractical, the way we build our structures and stuff, to just constantly have sand everywhere.
That would be great.
Just imagine someone sitting next to me on my couch, just like... Sand pouring everywhere. It's like, oh god.
Fantastic.
That dude makes even more mess than Alex.
What are you saying? You're taking a shot at me right now. What are you saying? When am I making a mess at your place? Has it ever happened?
Every single time.
Give me evidence. I need evidence. Like breaking news, right? We are interrupting your broadcast now. How am I making a mess? All I got out here, I got some clothing that I need. I got my helmet, and I got my phone and my wallet.
Yeah, that's the stuff you're taking with you.
That's the stuff I'm taking with you. It's not like I'm eating. It's not like I'm eating crackers out here.
The problem is, first of all, if we eat anything here, you're always making a mess because for some reason you're a very messy.
Have you ever considered giving me a fork or some other adequate cutlery such as to allow me to not make a mess out of eating 5 hot dogs? I don't know. Probably.
First of all, you know where it is.
Do I?
Second of all, you didn't ask. You specifically said that you didn't need any.
You just didn't give me a fork, and you brought your own fork in here. Second and then you started eating with a fork right in front of me. Like, come on.
My point was actually going to be about the Coke bottles, but...
What? It's a bottle. I'm not breaking them. It's not like they're glass and I'm breaking them.
So you're leaving them all over the place. Then you're always making those little plastic things.
You're making
around the cab. You're always like breaking those off and just throwing them through my room.
That is true. That is true. But that's all. Like that's all. That's like 2 things. It's like 2 little pieces of plastic. There's nothing. Yeah, we having a barbecue at my place. Do you know how many pieces of plastic I'm collecting?
Sure.
God damn.
That's a lot, but
it's a lot.
First of all, none of that's my fault. Usually
it is. I don't know, man. You're just dropping plastic bottles.
And second of all, I was just saying that a silicon-based life form would make more mess than you.
Okay,
which does
that
not
is true.
even necessarily say that you make mess.
Seeing it in a way that you said, like, oh, it would be even more mess than I make, that is just slandering me. Man, I mean, come on. It's like two pieces.
It's not slander if it's true, though.
It's like 2 pieces of plastic on your desk versus sand all over your floor. Dude. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's more mess.
It's more, but
which is exactly what I said.
It's not even close, which is how you presented it. Like, dude, it's like, okay, if you said it in a way that I can take offense to, then you can complain about me liking people who are called Carlos and our doctors.
Also, while we're talking about you making a mess, you know when you're taking your shoes off, you're putting them there, and then you're putting your toes in the back of your shoes, and you're tapping them on the floor repeatedly.
Playing with my shoes.
All the dirt falling from your shoes.
My shoes are not that dirty.
Like, I've had it a few times after we're gone, there was like dirt where your shoes
I'm not wearing dirty shoes on you. Like, if you want me to...
You have done that in the past.
If you want me to, I can take my shoes off, like in the door, before I enter your room.
You could do that.
I could do that, just make me do it next time. Just remind me of that.
I was just saying there is multiple factors of you making a mess.
Not even true. Like, that's two, you named two.
To be fair, none of that related to sand.
You know what that's... Dirt under my shoes?
Oh yeah, there might be sand in there.
Certain percentage? That's how it all comes together, though. Like, you'd still...
It all comes full circle.
You just be happy that I'm not silicon-based, because I'll be exhaling sand all over the microphone. Because I'm sitting in front of the mic, and no.
I would assume that a silicon-based life form would actually speak through a different opening than they would exhale their sand.
Or just communicate in a completely different way.
Sure, it doesn't need to be vocal communication, but if it is, I would assume that it's through a different opening than the sand because that would get in the way.
Yeah. Maybe that being doesn't have the ability of hearing, so communication would work completely differently.
I mean,
possible.
They could communicate differently. I mean,
there's species on Earth who do that.
About to say,
hell yeah.
That's also the thing about science fiction.
Just look at animals and plants and
like look at sci-fi movies, right?
Yep.
Like. Almost every single
it's so humanoid, man.
It's so humanoid. I mean, I get it. There are actors in those suits.
Yeah.
And that makes sense from a production standpoint.
Yeah.
But then movies like Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, people are hyping that for the alien species being so diverse. And they all look like human. Oh, yeah, that human has 4 arms. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
It's like, yeah, some are a bit bulkier, some are a bit slimmer, but most of them are roughly human.
Yeah.
They're still humanoid.
That's because we don't have any comprehension on how, like, it could actually possibly be.
But even looking at life forms that exist on Earth, there's oftentimes more diversity in the animals on Earth than the intelligent life forms in sci-fi.
Obviously. Just look at animals and plants, like all the living creatures on Earth.
Yeah.
God damn.
And you could use those as inspiration for your alien races.
Sure.
I mean, people do that as well.
Like like in the episode of Rick and Morty that runs with the fart. Like, it's just the gaseous cloud of consciousness.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah. It's creative. At least.
And it does not look like genitalia as opposed to most Rick and Morty aliens.
True.
Just saying.
True. And they're still pretty humanoid, though.
Yeah, although...
Most aliens.
I feel like they are probably still more creative than a lot of sci-fi shows, especially a lot of live action.
Yeah, they always got different
because cartoon is a lot more flexible.
Yes, obviously. You're not going to create, like, suits for, like... We got, like, 10 actors in them. It's just, like, a huge blob of, like, red, chunky substance.
Which is also a thing, because I think a lot of this crazy stuff, like... magic, aliens, superheroes.
Me making a mess in his room. All the insanity.
That would actually work in live action. I was gonna say, works better in cartoons because it can just do so much more.
Sure.
I mean, it looks better if it's actual, like, live action with some CG thrown in, but if the CGI is bad...
You sure about that?
Then it also looks horrible again.
I do like the cartoon style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do so much more with cartoons. Which is totally unrelated to the actual topic, but hey.
Aliens.
I mean, aliens, yeah.
Aliens. Mexicans.
Aliens and cartoons work better
aliens.
sometimes than
Oh man, what if a Mexican went to space, man?
He would be alien to space, I guess.
I mean, humans are aliens to everything else but Earth.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? What if a Mexican went to space and then went to another planet? Would he be like alien squared, or would be alien times space alien?
No, he would just be a space alien.
But he's also an alien from certain places on the place that he came from.
Yeah, but so is everyone else. If you have separated communities on a planet.
Say. Okay, I'm not trying to be racist here, but you know what? I'm gonna reverse the example because saying like with the Mexican example, that's gonna make me sound racist towards other humans which I'm not. Because I appreciate Mexicans are called Carlos and doctors, and also the other ones, but those ones especially. There's nothing wrong with that. Say two aliens, space aliens, will land on Earth, right? And one of the aliens is like, okay, so they're a bit different, right? So they're from different regions of the home planet, right?
Yeah.
So when they introduce themselves, and the one is like, okay, we're both space aliens, and we're alien to your planet, but this dude right there, like, we consider him an alien. Like, we just call him, he's not alien to our planet, but we call him an alien.
Yeah.
Because he's from somewhere else, and he crossed the border to our place, something like that. And then the other alien with the slightly darker skin tone, not racist, assuming that they have a skin.
That's actually a good point. They might not have skin.
Okay, the other alien who looks in some type of way different and doesn't have anything to do with the pigmentation of their outside layer.
Well, I mean, you know how that works, right? A nipple-based race war.
Yeah, Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
autoerotic assimilation. Sure, of course. Not being racist at all there. We consider him an alien. Would we then also be like, okay, so you guys are aliens, but you are alien to aliens, to us. But you're also from space, so but you're only one time space alien, but you're second time just an alien.
Yeah, but they're both removed from their home country or whatever community.
Planet and country.
So they're both equally alien.
Taking the view of the one alien that presents itself as less alien.
Yeah, but that's saying an American and a Mexican in Europe.
I wasn't gonna do not in Europe, on another planet. I wasn't gonna do the example.
No,
I wasn't gonna do the example that way, but yeah.
But if you're having an American and a Mexican in Europe,
yeah,
they're both aliens. And
to that nation,
yes, but you can't say that the Mexican is more alien because, from the American's point of view, he's not from his home country nor from the one he's in.
Okay, here's the thing, right? But the Europeans are familiar with both of them, right? And similarly, but okay, let's do the example that way if you want me to sound racist, which I'm not. I appreciate Mexicans are called medical physicians. Okay, Mexican and American, United States of America and Mexico, or the other way around, doesn't matter. Okay, so the example that I'm about to present could work the other way around. Okay, but say the American greets the aliens like, okay, what's up? Hey, we're like from Earth. And I'm from America, okay? And I'm a space alien to you, right? So, and then it's like, okay, Earth, United States of America, okay, alien. And then, okay, Earth, we sort of associate Earth with the United States, and this is one of the people from the United States, and that's how Earth is.
Hollywood cliche!
Of course. And then he's like, okay, so this guy right there, also from Earth, also space alien to you, but, like, as we all know, we're looking at the perspective of the United States.
Hollywood cliche.
Yes, he's an alien. Okay, he's from Mexico. He's an alien. What would work the other way around if the Mexican were the one to introduce themselves and to provide the main view of the aliens, like the not aliens at this point, but the inhabitants of the planet that we are currently.
That's what I'm saying, though. From their point of view, they're both equally alien.
Yeah, they're both equally alien, but they're taking the point of view of one of those. Like, okay,
I'm not sure if that's how that works.
Okay, listen. Here's our culture. Here's how we do that and that. Like, we speak English. We do this and this and all. And then this guy is alien to us. And as we start associating with, there's an alien, and there's an alien who's alien even to that alien.
To be fair, I could really see an alien race just looking at Earth and be like, how are you different from them?
Yes.
Why do you speak a different language?
Yeah, exactly. Again, why you...
Who thought of that?
Exactly. Why you...
That's weird.
Why are you beating each other up because you different colors? We can't even perceive color. What's up with that? It looks all the same to them. Yeah, sure. But that shows you the stupidity of human beings for treating each other differently because of
I would argue any intelligent race that is intelligent enough to with their own technology come to Earth is either 100% peaceful or 100% conquering race.
Yeah,
it's either or.
Because humans we can't decide.
But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. Well, if it's a conquering race, they might infight. But
yeah, like, it's as long as you're not all on the same page, though, that slows down progress.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So they're either like going around conquering planets, or they're just completely
like just imagine if the 5 most wealthiest or most powerful, wealthiest nations on Earth would, instead of producing weapons, just collaborate and focus on space science, like together.
Yeah.
Like, and all the money that they pump into the military every single year, into that. And also, I'm going to get heat for that as well. Oh, you're a hater of the military.
The thing is, if no country had a military, then no other country would need one.
It. Exactly. That's.
But of course, you can't just stop the military in one country, because then that is defenseless.
Of course, not a hater of the military. I do not like the concept very much. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate the men who serve. Okay, fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because military is necessary if military is a thing.
Yeah. Should it be a thing? Probably not. Would be better off if there wasn't any, because like the way it is right now. Okay, I appreciate the people who do it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna glorify the existence of a military.
Yes.
Sure, I wouldn't want to do it. Okay, aliens. So, okay, one more question, right? What if Mexico was in outer space? and then they came to Earth. It's like Mexico just elevates itself like a couple of 100 miles to the point where it's considered outer space, and then they come down to Earth again.
If it's a generation later, I guess they're space aliens.
Are they?
Because if they're not born on Earth,
are they space aliens, or just space aliens? Because they're coming to Earth, but they're still crossing borders.
They're just being ridiculous, though.
But not racist.
No, but
I'm not a racist, goddammit.
The thing is, either you're alien or you're not, and if you are alien, and completely by your logic, you would be alien on multiple levels. The most important level, the biggest level, would always be the one to consider.
Planet.
So, yeah, exactly. If you're a space alien, you're a space alien. It doesn't matter from what culture within your race you come from.
But if you take okay, you know what? I'm not gonna get into that again. You know exactly how I meant that.
I know you're trying to be funny by saying alien square.
Let me just say I have plenty of Mexican friends. Do you? I felt like I needed to say that. I actually do not. I do, however, have a Peruvian friend, which should make up for one Peruvian friend makes up for 5 Mexican friends. That's even deeper south. It's on the scale of not being racist. It's one South American is 5 Central Americans. Definitely, definitely. Any more to add to ruin our career already? Probably not. You know what? This has been a dumpster fire of a podcast anyway. Let's get into the song of the week. Oh, you remember when I, halfway through the podcast I said, what could we possibly do to cause it to dislike the video afterwards?
Yeah, that!
It was all a test! It was all a test! I'm not racist. I was just trying.
I was also suggesting, for basically the same pun that you were trying to write around, to make one topic about immigration and one about space aliens.
That's what he proposed too.
To have a topical podcast.
I was oh, let's talk about
the time travel one.
Talk about space aliens. And he's like, oh, then talk about immigration too. I was like, no, let's do the Purge thing, and we did the Purge thing. But
now you talk.
It was all a test. In reality, I never said anything racist. I was just testing, and if that caused you to dislike the video, you just got played by me. That's all that happened. That's all. So you go back and you re-like it again, because obviously I'm not racist.
So let's go to music, and then you can re-like the video.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you on a high note of the musical pun.
Musical pun.
Your song of the week first. My song of the week first.
I don't care.
Your song of the week first.
So my song of the week is actually kind of diverting a bit from the more rock pattern we've been going for the most time. Although
so is mine.
Technically, the last one was considered jazz or something. I don't know.
So is mine.
But this time, it's actually metal.
It's metal?
It's metal.
It's Last Man Standing by Hammerfall.
Of course it is.
I knew that's what it was going to be. That's a song that he's trying to really get me on to liking that song. Because I've listened to it once.
I don't care what you think about the song.
Do you not?
I don't care about your opinion.
That's not true. That's factually not correct. That is just not true. But, okay. The song is...
I don't need the validation of others.
That is also not true. The fact... The song is alright. The song is alright. I listened to it once. It's decent. I still need to listen to it a couple more times to judge whether it's good enough to make the playlist or not. It has potential. It's not. It doesn't do it for me quite yet.
The point for you, the viewer, is listen to the songs we suggest and then decide for yourself if you want to use them or not.
Don't blindly follow our... yes, of course you should blindly follow our opinions, but we won't tell you that. That's what I'm saying. Okay, my song of the week is The Common Man by Delinquent Habits.
Okay.
Great song of the week. That is the prototypical song of the week, which I told you, because not a lot of people know it. It's like an underrated song. It's not exactly rock. I don't want to call it rap because it's way better than what people would these days consider rap. But I don't know if you know the song, but it's great. I got it from a video game at one point. Great song. Great song. Go listen to it.
I actually don't know that song, but listen to it and then decide if you like it. I can put
it in a playlist that we have created to share music with each other.
Not relevant right now, though.
Not really. Oh, is the other stuff that we've been talking relevant? Like Mexicans from space? Is that relevant?
I mean, if it's entertaining, then I guess.
Is music not entertaining?
Yes, music itself is entertaining, but you talking about the way we share music between each other is just
okay. Mexicans themselves are entertaining, but the way we're talking about them is not.
I was gonna say that Mexicans aren't inherently entertaining, but the crazy shit you said somehow was funny.
The fact that some of them are called Carlos and are doctors, hugely entertaining.
Yeah, I was just saying, no race is inherently entertaining.
I'm not racist, by the way. JJ, is that it?
That's it.
That's it.